there's no TMI on this channel, okay? No TMI. I want all the girls to be healthy, and I want you to be able to talk about the things that maybe you weren't taught, maybe you feel ashamed to talk about. None of that is over here. You don't have to feel shameful to talk about anything, especially when it pertains to your health, because your health is the most important thing. Hey y'all. Oh, that was ghetto. Hey y'all. So I'm on lunch break, and I really wanted to have a conversation surrounded by women's health and how important that is, and how it's also important to make sure that you are getting your yearly appointments done, sometimes twice a year, and why that's so important as a woman. Okay, let's just get right into it. You need to be having your yearly appointments. Yes, you don't need to be afraid of the doctor. You don't need to lie to the doctor. You don't need to feel intimidated by the doctor or anything. The doctor is here to help you. The doctor is here to help you. The doctor cannot help you if you lie, if you don't go. Now, that's not saying that you should just take everything face value. We're not saying that medication isn't important, because it is. I fully support science. However, I am saying there are certain things that we can do that are in our control to help alleviate some of the pain, and to not necessarily take so much medicine and be dependent on medicine, right? So your body is your temple, and we should be taking care of it as so. So when I say go get your appointments, that means your teeth, that means your blood work, that means your pap smears, that means your eyes. Your teeth and your eyes should be every 6 months. When you get a pap smear, that should be once a year. I like to do it around my birthday. I like to do all these appointments around my birthday because it's a new age. And with the new age, I know it's time for me to go get my appointments done. When you go get these appointments done, like with your blood work, you can see, okay, I have high blood pressure, I have high cholesterol, my vitamin D is low. So your blood work can tell you a lot of things of what's going on with your body, even though something may not feel wrong. Like I went to the doctor and they were telling me that I had low vitamin D. And in Black women, that is natural. We need more vitamin D than the regular person. So they said that my vitamin D levels were pretty low, which made sense and why I was so sleepy. Like y'all, it was times where I'm like, I can't even work. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. Like my eyes is falling asleep at the laptop. So they gave me some pills, and they also said, you know, try to get out in the sun a little bit more, which I'm a pretty active person. So that threw me, you know, for a loop. I work out, babe. I take walks, like hot girl walks in the heat with my dog. But it made sense because I want to say maybe a month or two before that, I was just so tired. And I said, oh, it's my period. Oh, I need to sleep more. Oh, I need my stress levels. No, my vitamin D levels were low. And I would not have known that if I didn't go to the doctor and get my blood work done so they could prescribe me vitamin D supplements to take once a week. If you don't have insurance for this, which I understand, every time you get paid from your job, put a little bit to the side. That way you can go to an urgent care. A lot of urgent cares, they do like free testing. I know they do free STD testing at a lot of urgent cares. But if you need like blood work done or things like that, put money aside, like $50 every time you get paid, $40 every time you get paid. And by the time the year comes, you'll be able to get all of those appointments done roughly around the same time. People get afraid of telling the doctor something wrong, especially women, like, oh, I have a UTI, or something smells funny, or I may have BV, or I don't know how to wipe properly. And whatever the case is, when you go to your gynecologist, you need to be honest with her. If something smells off, babes, tell her something smells off. The minute it smells off, you need to go to the doctor. And I mean the minute, the second you realize, because as a woman, you should realize when something is wrong. There's no TMI on this channel, okay? No TMI. I want all the girls to be healthy, and I want you to be able to talk about the things that maybe you weren't taught, maybe you feel ashamed to talk about. None of that is over here. You don't have to feel shameful to talk about anything, especially when it pertains to your health, because your health is the most important thing. So there is no shame. Every woman has had to deal with a yeast infection. Every woman has had to deal with the UTI. And most women have dealt with BV before. So, and so many things can throw off your pH balance. Using the wrong soap, using the wrong underwear, not showering properly, not wiping correctly, a man. There's so many things that could throw off your pH balance, and the doctor is here to help it get back on track. So the doctor is going to tell you, you need to drink this amount of water, you need to take this amount of probiotics. Pre and probiotics with cranberry, I get it on Amazon, and it's not that expensive. I think this one is $10, but they have a bigger one that I think it's like $19.99 or something, but I'll show you what it looks like. I love this brand. I've been taking these pre and probiotics for, oh my gosh, probably almost a decade now. Like, they look like that, and you take 2 of them. So I take mine at night. I take all of my, like, any pills or anything at night, because your body heals at night. So take it at night, you wake up in the morning feeling refreshed. I get it off Amazon, or Publix actually has it too if you have a Publix, but if you don't, you can get it on Amazon. So I'll link it in the description so you guys can go get it, and let me know if you like it, or if you have any probiotics or prebiotics that you take, then you can let the chat know, because we gotta let the girls know. Next thing, you should be getting your teeth done. You need to go to the dentist. Go to the dentist. As a person who, I am terrified of the dentist, and I'm terrified of the dentist because when I went to the dentist, they found a mass tumor in my mouth. Yeah. And that caused a whole another surgery. I might do a story time on that. I need to go to the dentist twice a year. So what I like to do is I like to go at the top of the year in January, because that's when my birthday is. And then around July is when I'll go the second time, just to make sure everything is good. Get your teeth cleaned. These are your bones. These are bones. These bones are connected to your heart. So all that bacteria is just going to your heart. Your breath stinks. You need to go to the dentist so they can figure out why your breath stinks. Regardless of what's going on, this is the only body you get. So you should try to take care of it as much as possible, which means going to the doctor. The next appointment that I want you to make, at least yearly, is a therapy appointment. And this pertains to your mental and your emotional health, especially if you are around the age of 25 and younger, or really any age, but especially the 25 and younger, because around 25, that's when life starts to get really real, and your 20s, they're not going to give you any slack for not knowing, and you want to take the time to get well equipped in your 20s. That way, when you get in your 30s, you have a foundation, right? You know, if you are able to speak about yourself. So I go to therapy. When I first started in therapy a long time ago, almost a decade ago, I would go weekly, sometimes multiple times a week. So when you're first starting off with therapy, try to go as much as you can, but I think it's very important as a woman to be emotionally intelligent and to have control over your emotions, and that takes time, and it takes help to do that. And you need an unbiased conversation. You need to be able to talk freely, you need to be able to be held accountable, and you also need an unbiased standpoint. Now, whether you prefer a woman or a man for your therapy, that's totally up to you. I went through a trial. I went through like 3 or 4 therapists before finding the right one that felt right to me. So if you have to do that, that's totally okay as well. Even if you feel like you don't need it, at least go to have an outlet, right? Like and the great thing about therapists is if they tell your business, just sue them. Then they lose their license. Therapy helps you become accountable for your own actions, your own emotions, and therapy helps you bring your power back, not make excuses for yourself, not to allow people to control you, and not to allow your emotions to control you, not to allow your past to control you, not to allow your trauma to control you. And it gives you authority to be like, you know what, I have dealt with my dark side. I have dealt with the side that I don't want to face. And when you do that, the type of woman you become. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about before I have to go back into work is making sure, well, 2 things. 2 more. Getting your eyes checked. That needs to be every 6 months. Getting your eyes checked at least once a year, though. If you have pretty decent eyes, once a year. The last thing I wanted to touch on is making sure if you have acne prone skin, get a handle on your acne, on your skin health before you turn 30. You get to your 30s, you start losing collagen, you start losing muscle mass, you start losing bone density, you start losing elasticity, elasticity in the skin, right? So you want to get ahead of those things before it starts happening as a woman, so you can have clear skin. So my sister, she had acne prone skin around 22, 23. She's always dealt with it. She got on Accutane, and what Accutane did was it literally purged all of the gunk out of her skin. And ever since, she has literally no breakouts, and whatever breakouts she does get, it is gone. It doesn't leave a dark mark or anything. So if you can go to a dermatologist if you have acne prone skin, get a handle on it before you turn 25, 26, 27, really before you turn 30. I'll say that. And your confidence, having clear skin, it boosts your confidence, like it skyrockets, guys. I'm telling you. So I'm not just telling you this as like a beauty standard, because of course as a woman you should always want to be beautiful in your own way, however that may look. But on this channel, I do want you to try to enhance your natural beauty, the beauty that God has already given you. Try to enhance it, right? And how do we enhance our makeup? How do we enhance those things? By getting your skin under control, having a skincare routine morning and night. I wanted to kind of chat on here, you guys, and let you know that you should be getting your yearly appointments done. There's no reason to feel any shame. There's no reason to feel like you can't go to a doctor and you can tell the doctor what your concerns are. And that's how you respect yourself. That's how you respect your body. When something's wrong, I need to go figure out what's wrong, because I like to feel good, right? So I hope y'all have an amazing day. About to go back into my place of work, and I will see you guys next time on the next topic. Bye.